Okay, so the first video for probably a week, I think it's been, just under a week. I've just been away on holiday, so I haven't had any chance to do much work on it, but I've done one evening and a few other bits and bobs, so I thought I'd show you what I've been doing. You can probably tell the difference already, to be fair. A lot more work will go on this weekend, quite a few hours going into it, whereas I'll be going around this spoiler. I've already started a bit today, basically getting this spoiler shape right and try and get it into the quarter panel right. So it's got to build it up a bit. This is just a mould, same as the other panels. So I'm basically just making the shape, building it up, seeing whereabouts it's going to sit, and then obviously all the curves and stuff, and see where they're going to go, and finish that to a rough idea of where the mould's going to be. That's the plan. The other side's a lot rougher. Haven't done much on this side at all. You can see where it's going to be, and I'm going to cut this back a little bit. I think I'm going to go for the slightly thinner version, cut this back slightly, get it all the right shape, and basically the same both sides. That's the plan. For anybody who hasn't seen the front end yet, this is the front end for this side. That's the first wing I did. I don't think many people have actually seen that sometimes, that say, oh, can I see the front end? They probably haven't seen it, so there's some of it. And also the bonnet I've cut out. It had a little vent in already, this one, and a tiny little hole there, which was rubbish, to be honest. So I've cut a section of the bonnet out, made it into slats, raising it slightly. Obviously they're just on little wooden blocks at the moment, just to get the rough idea of positioning. These eventually will be beefed up and they'll be solid, they won't be bendy like that. And then that'll be looking pretty much like that sort of design, basically. There's sort of 4 slats in there. Looks quite smart, to be fair. There you go. Looks right from the front. Other stuff you notice, obviously the front end, we did have one wing on before, like that, and now there's 2 on, so you can see roughly where the lines are going to be. It's not fully there yet. I can't actually do the this one here because the wheel itself is sat on some concrete, so it brings it out slightly. So until I move the car, which I can't at the moment, basically it needs to be roughly the right sort of shape, right sort of width. So I know roughly where it's going to be. About there, it's going to come in slightly, so I don't want to go too far with it and make a mess of it. So at least you get a rough idea of where it's going to go. Both lights are out now. Everything's relatively kind of symmetrical. It's not really, is it? But you get the idea, as in at least I can see where I'm going to go with the headlights and where I need to put the bumper cut out to and stuff like that. I've still got to take out this section here. This has got to come out further, and there's going to be a bigger splitter on the front of here as well. Looks a bit weird with no lights on at the moment, but at least you get the idea. But yeah, basically this wheel is on now. Don't think this was on the last video either. This wheel's now on, so you can see that fits pretty well. It actually has to come out about an extra 5 or 6 mil than this anyway, so it's going to be, I'll say, a little bit wider as yet. The what's it called, the spacer behind there isn't on, but it's still brought out about 5 mil, but the actual spacer itself isn't on yet, mainly because the studs have been too short to do it on this side, because I had to cut them down ages ago and had to put the jag wheels on it, so they're a bit different size, but they will be sorted out eventually, and obviously that will bring it out wider as well, the same, so it will look quite cool. The vent, obviously I've got to try and match up to the other side. Bottom of this skirt I've got to try and do. I can't remember if this skirt was done before this sill on the last video, can't remember, but anyway, that's getting towards, you know, doing things there. And you can see how it's all going to look. Basically be the same to the side. This side, I'll run through it again, but basically there's a building this up here. Also got to finish the top of the spoiler off, this piece. That's going to be brought around to be the right shapes, and this whole section will be built up over the weekend to try and get this right as well. And if you can see my shadow in the way, but you get the rough idea. Obviously this spoiler is going to be slightly thicker and come down here. Looks too thin at the moment, but that's basically going to sit quite nicely. There you go. I might even start working on the slats and the back end of this to see where I'm going to sit all the panels in here, so it looks like at the weekend as well. Depends how much fiberglassing I can get done. One of the other things we'll be doing the weekend is this light bar. So by the end of the weekend, it's definitely 100% going to be the right shape to where it's going to fit along here, along there, where it's going to curve around. This will be finished, basically the mould for that will be finished, and it'll be the right shape basically. It's going to put it into a proper mould, because this is just like a wooden thing at the moment, but you get the idea. Be a proper mould, and then it'll be taken off to be made into a full light bar, which won't happen just yet, there's no point doing it just yet, but you'll get the rough idea of where it's going to sit from this wooden and fiberglass section as it's going to be. I thought of a plan for the boot to open, because obviously at the moment a lot of people said obviously the boot's not going to open, which is true. There's going to be a basically a slot in section to the spoiler, so this whole piece is going to come off, this whole middle section, basically to, where are we, to about there, and that'll basically slot on top and go back in like a removable section for it. That's the idea. So you basically take the spoiler off to get in the boot is the idea. I think I'm going to run with that. I think probably the best idea I could think of. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment, so let me know what you think. I think it's coming along really well. As I say, it's been a bit of a scarce week hours wise for the things going on, but I'm well happy with how it's coming out now. I'm glad to get the fourth wheel on. But yeah, feel free to comment, subscribe if you can, and let me know how you think this project's coming along.